Hello, everyone. What's going
Hola,
on?
how do you do? ¿Cómo estás?
What up?
Muy bien. I don't, that's like all the Spanish.
That's all the Spanish you know.
That's all the Spanish
¿Cómo
I
estás?
care to know.
Muy bien.
Guten Nachmittag. No, that's good night.
Apparently, we're getting some very loose uh, foreign language classes here. So,
Bonsoir.
what's going on, everyone? Matisfaction, Jason Brown. What up? We got Michael Morgan in here. Blade Ogre. Irwin. What's up? Tree Stabbing Troy. I saw up here a little ways, Nate Prince. Hello. Um, who else do we got in here?
Z-Man.
Yeah,
Copperlight.
yeah.
Nemo. Louie.
Louie. What's going on?
What's up, Blade Ogre? Zachary.
Yeah, we got a Zachariah in the house.
Stacy, how you do's?
Yeah, nice. Pocket Razor, what up? I think we already said Z-Man,
William.
right? William Lenderman. Hello.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Burger.
Yeah,
And
Top
Top
Dog.
Dog.
Top Dog in the house. Yeah.
Top Dog was trying to flatter me and email with words.
He had some funny ones.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Molly read me some of the emails from Top Dog. They were pretty comical.
Yeah, super good.
EDC and PJs, what up? So right on. Well, so right at the moment, our guest is not in here yet. So we'll see what's
So
going
let's
on.
just chat for a second.
Yeah, we're just gonna chat and do some stuff. So how's everybody doing this evening? Hopefully you've all had a wonderful weekend.
What's up, 1 minute? Laura, bees,
Bees Blades, what up?
birches? I like birch trees.
Birch trees,
hmm
right on. So is the audio okay? Is it too loud? Is it
Troubleshoot your sound. Somebody said, since
okay?
you're waiting, troubleshoot your sound. Are we too loud? Are we too low? What? Tell us.
Yeah, tell us what's going on.
Static.
Hmm. I don't know what to do about that. Is it any better now?
It's crackling, crackly audio, staticky.
I can change the mic setup. I'm using here. You guys tell me if it's any better because we can't hear it.
Better or worse? Kind of like the eye doctor, only sound.
Yeah, robotic sounds. Huh. Okay. Hold on just a moment. So here, hold on just a second.
Oh, look at this douche.
What up? Hey, I don't know. Here, hold on just a minute. We have audio. Hold on.
Never sounded better.
Our
Yeah.
tech guy's calling.
Can you guys hear me? I don't think so.
What are you hearing on your end?
He left me.
I'm gonna switch the mic up
Can you guys hear me?
so hopefully this will help something. Thanks. But all right, hold on a second, guys. We're gonna switch the mic real quick. Take that.
They hear Steve, but we don't hear Steve.
Okay, just give me a minute.
They hear me, but you guys don't hear me? so they can hear me.
Hello, hello.
I'm never quiet.
Can you hear us? Here, hold on.
Volume went down and Steve.
All right, just give us a second.
They're trying to censor me, guys. They're trying to shut me up.
Always something.
What is that? There's like a beep
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Okay, now.
Volume a bit low. How about now?
Steve, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Steve?
I can hear you.
I don't know what the hell's going on here because I can't hear him.
Input, output.
Yeah, no, I got that part.
Yeah, no,
And it
I'm
should be
just
outputting on.
reading to myself.
Hmm.
Can you guys hear me now?
What in the hell? This is. Hello?
Oh, can you hear me?
Say something. Yes.
We can hear you now.
Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Although it's very, very faint. But yeah, so
It's okay.
here we go.
I think he's just hard of hearing. I can hear you fine.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah. And can everybody hear us? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine.
We can't hear Steve, it says.
Now they can't hear him?
Steve's very, very faint.
Can you turn your
It's all the way up. Hold on.
Let me see if I can.
My volume's. What did I just do? There we go. Yeah, I got my volume all the way up.
Adjust mic volume. Yeah, I mean, it should be good, I think.
What's that little line on the bottom? Is that?
Oh, wait, hold up. Now speak.
How about now?
You guys tell them. Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Do the part where it's fixed.
Yeah, do the part where it's fixed. Matisfaction says, thank you. I appreciate that.
Steve, his mic's all the way up.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I haven't changed my
His-
mic setting. Let me see.
Did that give me the option to kick him?
I think so. Oh, like kick him out.
Oh! Come back in, Steve. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. we got all sorts of shit going on here. I just booted our guest, so he's gonna have to jump right back in. That was my fault. I did that. So we should have guests on more often. This is great.
Great content. Great.
Good stuff.
Really blowing my schedule here.
We'll wait for him to jump back in here. Yeah, and he's gone. That's correct. Yeah.
Here he is.
Okay.
He got kicked out.
All right.
Kicked out. Steve joined is what it said.
That was totally me, Steve. And then when you came back in, it said kicked out Steve joined.
I changed it.
Oh, perfect.
I heard
Love
you.
it.
Did that give me the option to kick him out? And then it was like, you've been kicked out. I was like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
You mother. Yeah, nice.
They finally canceled Steve. Can y'all hear me now? Or hey, Shane's here.
Yeah, Shane's up in the house. Here, there we go.
Here's Steve.
Can't hear Steve still.
I don't know. I
What
mean,
the fuck is wrong with you, Steve?
I don't get it because we got your mic turned all the way up. Okay. I didn't do that time. That was all Steve.
Maybe we need to just clip those and play his voice on this, and then maybe they'll be able to hear him.
Okay. We can try it. We're going to try something different here, folks. Let's see. Audio output. Let's do that. Speak, Steve.
Hey, hi.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Yeah, just turn it all the way up.
I can hear myself.
Can you cope with that?
Hold on.
I'll try.
Let me cancel the echo. Does that help or no?
Let me see. Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay. Now,
Sweet.
can you guys hear him?
I know, right, Shane? Still hard to hear.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't know. That all the settings the same from last time.
Just don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
Yep. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but anyway, we'll hopefully. William says it's a little better.
What if we
Says
move
Steve's
the mic
low.
up there?
Well, but it echoes when you do that.
Mm.
You can't do that. Went from 52 to 56. Copper light. Steve says.
Yeah, my earbuds are on. Yeah. It's the only
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and for some unknown reason, it just doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I can try turning echo. No,
that's what.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. So anyway, so how you been, man?
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
No.
Go back.
Can't hear me?
Go back to your settings.
Let's try this.
What? I didn't change anything.
No, it's not you. It's not you. Hold on.
It's you?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
but now we hear ourselves.
Now you're echoed.
Yeah.
They're all saying echo.
Here. Let's do this again. So we shouldn't be echoed with this. Just leave your stuff alone, Steve.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if that's better. Shit, I'm just looking here. I think we may just have to put up with the echo. That's fine. Can everyone hear Steve?
I just took the headphones out.
And that's why we've got the echo.
Now OCD is bad and no Steve.
Well, and we didn't change our mic at all. We still have the same mic.
Turn echo off and back on.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Let's just go to bed.
Steve is low.
OCD.
What a shit show.
I got nothing.
I don't understand what's happening.
Trying to, we're being censored by the man, Justin.
Something. I don't get it. There. Yeah, we need to do away with this because that's terrible.
Fuckery is the word. Yeah, Louis.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Zach just donated. Oh, what a shit show, man. Okay, so we can just go ahead and let's see if we can. Here, I'm going to do something. Hold on. Let me change this up.
Shut her down, they say.
I don't hear anything out of my headphones.
Here. Put one of those in. Hold on just a second, Steve. I'm gonna bring it up on another device so we can listen through that. Just give me a second here.
Since when did these get buds on them?
These are the pro.
So just restart the whole thing. You want to just restart?
the pro ones.
So wait, you guys can hear me?
Restart.
Okay.
Okay, I'm confused. Y'all can hear me?
All right, Steve, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Can the people hear Steve?
Yeah.
Because now it's not coming through my headset.
And I didn't even change anything. Here, do you want to just restart this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Restart.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut this down, and then we'll restart it and come back in here. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it'll be better when we come back.
Heard.
I cannot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay. Now, can everyone hear us? What a shit show. Can everybody hear us speaking?
Just us.
Just us at this point in time.
Yes. No echo.
No echo. Okay.
Right? And no static?
Do we have static? Is everything good right now? Audio good. No static. Okay. Perfect. Steve,
you're not wrong, Shane.
If you're in here, jump back in. Apparently all is well right now. We should be good when you come back in, hopefully.
Maybe Steve just use
Headphones or something. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure what you got or whatever, but I would think just earbuds should be fine.
If they're Bluetooth to whatever your device is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know, since
you might have to re-email. Yeah.
Hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to send him another link to jump in here. Give me just a second. What a mess, huh?
Yeah. I was kind of done with the day, and then this happened, and I'm extra fucking done.
You're extra done?
Extra fucking done.
Okay, Steve, I just emailed you a new link. Never mind, you're already in here.
Cursed Steve. Got it.
Okay.
Can you hear
Steve,
me? Yes.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No. Oh, you can? Hey.
Can everybody else hear Steve?
That's the question.
That's the question. Does everybody want to hear Steve?
Yahoo. Low volume, Steve. Zach
Good
says
enough.
much better. What? Good enough. Fuck it. Let's roll.
Good enough.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Do it live.
Let's roll, butthole.
Fuck it.
Got no sound for Steve? Scream, Steve.
They're telling you to
but
speak up.
tolerable.
Shouldn't be a problem, Steve. There were many comments saying, "How's the loudest asshole online have low volume?"
For real. You know it's not for lack of effort.
Right.
It's not for lack of effort. Just tell me.
So what have you been up to, man? So we were talking earlier. For those that don't know, Steve finally proposed to his boyfriend Charlie, and they are getting married. They had a little trouble finding a cake, but you know,
it's okay.
they were trying to look for cakes out in Colorado. It didn't work out for them.
For some reason, people have a problem still in 2020 with two men expressing love to each other.
Well, congratulations to you and Charlie.
Yeah, congratulations. So for those that don't know, Charlie is a female in this case, and we're awfully proud of Steve. I mean, it's his first experience, so you know he's going all in.
After many years of soaking, it's gonna be my.
Don't act like you knew that term. Don't act like it.
No, he didn't.
He educated me. I can't not bring that up now. It's all
right.
in my head.
Did you look it up?
No, I didn't get a chance to look it up. I was at the park when I talked to you, and then I just got home a little while ago to jump on this. I didn't get a chance to dive deep, but best believe tonight, while I'm laying in bed naked, I will be looking up soaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. That's fantastic. So I will show you guys something here really quick because I asked Steve if he got his dress all picked out, and he said yes. Oh, I shouldn't have clicked on that.
No.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So I asked him if he got his dress all picked out. And he said yes. And he said, hell yeah, I did. Right there.
I really like the way it will accentuate your butt cheeks.
Look, I got a Hank Hill ass, so I need all the help I can get.
Okay.
To make the cakes look better.
Right.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
Yeah, excellent.
It's wedding day. It's all about the cakes.
Yeah, you got to look your best
Nice.
on your wedding day.
From every angle.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
yeah.
Jason, this isn't a streak on the camera. I think it's an effect of the... Also called...
Probably lighting.
Well, you have rays of light shooting down.
That's what I'm saying. But if I move the camera, it doesn't change. Look. See?
Oh,
No,
weird.
No. Well,
it kind of changes direction.
It changes because it's where the light's coming down. It's coming right into your mouth hole. I think what it is it's the angel nut. Just open your mouth right there. Right there. Big and wide. It's coming down.
This is what Catholic priests do.
Right.
Just deep throating the light.
Do you feel blessed?
My time. Yeah, this is a representation. This is my time as an altar boy when I was 7. looked a lot like that.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Looked a lot like that.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Just rays of light.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, I think he's just, blessing you for your upcoming wedding.
Yeah. So, I think, I don't know how to do that.
What?
It puts him on. I was trying to put him on in the big screen.
Tits.
Yeah, there you go.
Your tits.
There it is. Now you're on the big screen. The ray of light.
Open wide. He wants to remind you who your daddy is.
That's right.
Father David? What was that?
Get in there nice and deep like.
Flashbacks. This is called holy soaking. You just leave it in your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't swallow or it's the devil's work.
So
Swallowing
for those
is the devil's work.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, soaking is, well, first off, and somehow or another this came up in conversation earlier. Molly was the one that yelled it out. Steve didn't know what it was, so I kind of educated him with my very limited knowledge about what soaking is. I mean, I know the gist of it. I don't know the whole procedure on how it works. But Steve said he was absolutely game to give it a whirl, and he was wanting his mother-in-law to be the facilitator of said soaking.
The vessel, if you will.
The soak mother? No, him and Charlie would participate in the soak.
Oh, okay, okay. She'll be the overseer.
But in the Amish world, they have the den mom or whatever that lines it up and gets it in there.
Right, and then you don't move. If you move, it's a sin.
Right, no moving.
You can't
No,
move.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, no. The undulation is what makes it a sin.
Correct.
Just-
Right.
Correct.
You can't even squeeze your butt cheeks.
Right.
No, just you can cram your cock in there balls deep, and that is absolutely okay.
That's
That's
it.
it. Don't move.
You're going to hell.
right.
Yes.
Be dead.
That-
All
You'll be
overseen
dead.
by a
Yes.
dead mother
All overseen by a den mother. That's correct.
to make sure nobody moves,
Mm-hmm.
or she casts you to hell.
But she can move it.
I mean,
She does the moving.
only insertion.
The initial. Does she now?
Right.
Now what happens? Is there like a timer, or does she just like say, "Hey, now it's time to pull out," or
I don't know.
How long is the duration of the soaking?
Not very. I don't think it's super long by any means. It's kind of a like oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a ceremony. So it's not a long thing, but it's a pre, marriage doing it thing.
Hey, it's the Johnsons. He says, "What the hell did I step into? Soaking, son. You stepped into soaking."
I mean, are
Yeah.
you really surprised?
Yeah. If you don't know what soaking means, I fully encourage you to go check it out online. It's done by, I think, well, for sure the Amish, but I think Mormons also soak.
Oh, I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure it's an Amish and a Mormon thing.
Don't even get me started on docking.
Docking.
Is that like in the ass, but the same thing?
No, it's like uncircumcised.
A dick,
Boys. One goes into the sheath of the other.
Come again?
Yeah,
Okay?
docking.
Shit.
I don't know. I didn't know about this.
How much
This is-
dick skin do you have to do that? You got to be a blessed individual. Like, imagine having enough foreskin to wrap around another dude's dick. I mean, you got to be blessed.
you literally have
Just
two
the tip.
dicks.
It's just the tip.
You have two peckers worth of skin there.
I mean, you got to be like genetically blessed. I mean, I feel like only black dudes
genetically
do that. Like,
blessed,
you got to have a lot of material.
Right
I
on.
don't know. That's just what I heard. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. I did, however, know about the soaking. So anyway, on to
Starting
I mean,
bang.
since of course this is a knife show, and I mean that's obviously all we
Is
talk
it
about
really though?
is knife and EDC gear. Duh.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Clearly.
Are you shitting me?
Are you kidding? Hey,
Did he throw up?
I don't know. I can't tell.
We might have had a dog throw up. I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
potentially a dog just threw up.
He probably
That is
just
awesome.
threw up bone.
He heard you
It
talking
was all
about docking.
The docking. Yeah, he heard the docking thing, and he was
Right.
bleh, bleh, bleh.
Exactly.
He's just thinking about that red rocket, and he's like, bleh, bleh.
Yeah. Right. You're not
Oh
wrong.
God. So anyway, we got to bring it up really quick here and talk about for a few minutes anyway. The video that you posted up, that you haven't been on YouTube for a while. You started posting videos over on Rumble, which I posted some videos there as well. But have you figured out what the fuck a Rumble is?
I have no idea what a rumble is. I have no fucking clue what
Okay.
a rumble is. I don't know if it's not like a.
I was
light.
hoping
can't
that you
figure
were-
out what it means.
See, and I don't know either.
Yeah.
And I even tried to read about it. Like I literally Googled what is a Rumble.
What the fuck is a rumble?
Yeah, me too.
And it just comes I don't even get it. And it's talking about paying for videos, putting your video up against someone else's, and then apparently those two, all I could get from it is maybe kind of sort of people vote between two videos on which one they like the best or something. And I'm
guess.
dude, nobody's gonna like my videos. That's just not you can't put me up against some Instagram model that's just got her titties out and showing off whatever, and then
Get your titties out. See what happens.
well, I mean, I could show them off, but
Look at all these dopies in the fucking comments. It's a 1950s name for a street fight. You dumbasses. We're talking about Rumble, the goddamn hosting.
Yeah, no.
What's a Rumble?
we're not talking about the literal definition for the word Rumble. What we're
What's a
talking about
Rumble?
is the website Rumble. It's a video hosting website
Yeah.
similar-ish to
What's a-
YouTube, and they call it a Rumble.
It's a street fight. It's a street fight, guys.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the literal definition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
we know what
racing
a
for
rumble
pink
is.
slips.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're not
No.
talking about the rumble in the jungle, like with Muhammad
No.
Ali and George Foreman. We're talking about a site.
Yeah, we're talking about a website. If you don't know what it is, you can go check it out, and you can see videos from Steve and myself over on Rumble.
If you figure it out, let us know what the fuck.
If you figure out what Rumble means and what it is exactly and how it works, let me know. 'cause I would
Tip
love
was
to
being
know.
a smartass.
Okay.
Oh, look, he got his feelings hurt.
So anyway, so Steve comes back to YouTube and posts a video, what, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And this video had, well, we'll just say I did watch, or I shouldn't say I didn't really watch it. I listened to it. But yeah, so there was a lot of talk on this video about USA made products versus products coming mainly from China, but also talking about a few other foreign made products. You hit on a little bit the Jake Hoback controversy.
Controversy.
And
debacle.
Yes. And so anyway, I thought, what better time to have you on than right after when you posted a video. And I'll be honest with you that you and I know each other on a somewhat personal level.
A very personal level.
On a docking level.
Right,
let's be
exactly.
So, I'm sure you probably at least have some sort of an idea where I stand on this type of a situation. But I'll be totally honest that, as much as I respect your opinions and all that sort of stuff, I do disagree on some certain points. And so, if you want to...
not fundamentally disagree.
No.
Way to get there, disagree. Maybe.
Yeah, way to get there. That's probably a better deal. So I guess what the things that I wanted to talk to you about is, so like the overall, like if we're talking like the 30,000 foot view, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you had to say. However, your idea of, and I think, mainly what it boils down to is I think it's a good place to be, is trying to influence other people to see what's going on, right? And I feel like right now, and you started to hit on it in your video, that right now so many people are so focused on what is happening in the political world, and they let that influence their decisions, when in all reality, culture influences politics. And I think people miss that, because if it's not for what's popular right now in culture in our country, our politicians will absolutely have a different point of view, because they want to be in the popular, that's what politics is in this country, is
they
a
want to
popularity
remain
contest
on that pedestal.
And so if we change our society culturally, then the political winds will shift the direction of national politics in this country. Do you agree?
Exactly. Politics are downstream of culture. It's always been.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
But I think people miss that, and so many people see what's on the news and think that they have to follow certain political parties or political thought or ideology, and when the truth is it's the other way around. That if people would start a movement and get people on board,
think for themselves and
right,
and take a stand, then the political side would follow.
Yeah.
That's the culture. Exactly. That's
right.
the culture that I'm trying to establish. Like, it's not like we've gotten such in this like dichotomy of like, it's, you got to be on one side or the other, and that's the way they want it to be.
Right. Absolutely.
If you think about it, like today, I mean, again, I'm only 35. I haven't been around for 100 years, but every single part of your life has been politicized at this point. I mean, quite literally, from the color of your skin down to the medicines you take has been politicized, and you've been separated into one of two categories, completely down. Like, and that's the way they want it. There's two parties for a reason. That House and Senate are split into two different chambers. It's not a third or a fourth. It's so there's always this dichotomy that's going back and forth. And I'm trying to get people to think for themselves. People need to take we're a country founded on like super libertarian, borderline anarchical. What's the word I'm looking for? Anarchy. Borderline
Anarchist
in this country.
Yeah.
It's anarchist. It's actually anarchist fundamentals that this country was founded on. I mean, the founding fathers had this idea that they're going to put together a list of things that handcuff the government to such a degree that they can only do what the people allow them to do, right? Like it's just enough government to hold the whole thing together so it can blossom. You know what I mean?
Right, but the people maintain control.
For the people, by the people, of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, and that's why my video, I took it. You know, I was aiming at that particular time at vets because I take particular, offense when there's guys out there who are using. Everyone respects veterans tremendously, right? Everybody does. And when you use
I don't.
your
She's full of shit.
When you use your service, right, as a selling point, right, or like, and you use that as a platform and you're speaking to that, like Black Rifle Coffee is a great example. They pander to they use their service to pander to this side of society, again, keeping them on one side to sell them a product when they don't really even stand by those ideals, right? They don't even really feel that way. They're just using it. So I see the same thing in the knife community. You have people, when you have a platform and you're using, people are relying on you, right? Because part of your jam is that you were a service member or are a service member or whatnot. Sorry, I'm here wiping my nose. These allergies are fucking killing me. And then you're going to use that to promote selling Chinese communist-made stuff and products and push that. That's where I've got a problem with anybody doing that, let alone a vet. Like, you should know better, right? Like, you're supposed to be this all-American. You're making videos about when shit hits the fan and this, that. Well, why do you, like, when shit hits the fan? Remember what happened and when COVID hit? Yeah, where did that come from? So you turn around and tell people what to do when shit hits the fan in this hypothetical situation of, like, whatever, invasion, nuclear, whatever. But the people, then you're promoting the people that are going to cause that. You're selling their products.
Right. And so I, again, like I said, I fully understand where you're coming from. And for me, for example, I don't have any good examples sitting right here in front of me, but so where my opinions differ on this is that, we could have, I don't have anything a good example sitting in front of me, but for example, Spyderco. So I have a Spyderco Shaman sitting here. This is a, US made Spyderco, come from Colorado. However, Spyderco, has their cheap line of stuff that they make that come from China, come from Taiwan, and comes from other factories, Italy, all over the world. And so the way that I view this is that without question, there are no, you can't make any sort of excuses about it. If you purchase a product that in any way, shape, or form, whether it was just the packaging, whether it was the scale material, it doesn't matter what it is, any one component of it, if that came from some other country, any country for that matter, you are contributing to that government, right? Like, because China operates just like this country does, in the aspect that any product that's manufactured in China, a portion of the product, the money that it took to buy that product, a portion of that is funding the Chinese government, which in this case happens to be communist, which of course I would hope that most all Americans would be in opposition to that government style. But it's really, if we're going to draw a line on those, on that sort of, those two sides of it, that I don't want to support this government because I don't agree with it. Well, I've got some serious issues with our own government in this country. I don't agree with everything this government's doing. And so, any product I buy currently, if it's made in California, well, I don't want to support California, but I am, because I bought that product that, if I buy a Protect knife, it comes from California. Well, a portion of that went to pay California state taxes.
True, but it's
You see what I'm
it's
saying?
a little bit. I see what you're saying, but it's different. It's a little bit different because here in the States, this is, well, we'll call it capitalism, right? We're not really in that anymore, but in a private business owner, when you buy a knife from ProTech, right, 100% of those proceeds go to ProTech, and then he has to pay his state taxes to do business in California. So in that way, it goes to the government. No different than, than Florida or Georgia. When you're dealing with a Chinese company, in order to do business in China, you have to have your board. You have to have board members, and at least one of them has to be a CCP member.
That's not true.
Yes, that's 100% true.
It's not.
That's
not every company.
Every American company that does business in China, that is a prerequisite.
Every American company, not every company in China.
It's a communist government, so the means of production is already owned by the government. The land is owned by the government, all the means of production are owned.
There are specific companies that are owned and operated by the Chinese government, but then there are other. They're not all owned. But
yes, they are.
No, they're not. But I'm just saying,
explain how a communist government can have privately owned businesses.
Well, because China is this very strange dichotomy of, it's not a full-on communist country. They operate under a capitalist system. That's how and why China has the fastest growing class of millionaires in the world right now, is because under a true communist regime, you wouldn't be able to have no average citizen would ever be able to become a millionaire in a true communist society.
It may not be true communist, but it's not a blend of capitalism, though.
It is. It absolutely is. It's a blend of capitalism and communism. I'm not supporting it. I'm just telling you the facts. Right. I'm just telling you that there are certain businesses, like, for example, Huawei is a big one, and DJI. Those are two massive technology companies. Huawei is owned and operated by what?
Huawei doesn't have members of the CCP on their board?
No, they do. They are one.
They are one. Huawei is owned and operated by the CCP. DJI is not owned and operated, but absolutely has ties to the Chinese government. And then you have these other companies like ZTE, there's a whole bunch of them, that don't have nearly the connected ties, but they're also the ones that are being kicked to the side and not being propped up into the forefront. And it's, like I said, it is the very system that a bunch of our politicians here in this country would love to go to, because on one hand, they can rule with an iron fist over certain things, and then they make themselves feel good, like old Pooh Bear over there in China. He thinks that he's righteous because a few people he allows to become independently wealthy. But all the while, he's got his foot on the throat of 10 million people for every, probably not 10 million, but let's say, 100,000 people. He's got his foot on their throat for every one person that gets ahead in that country. You see what I'm saying? And so they consistently blur those lines between a capitalist society and a communist regime. The point I'm getting at is that I think there's a better way to influence people, even for the dumb shit that we're doing with pocket knives and stuff, instead of just, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think by just drawing a line in the sand and saying, because the reality is right now, it's super difficult to buy a product that doesn't have ties to some type of a government that you disagree with.
Right.
For example, Hogue, I was talking to Zach the other day, and Hogue has all their pouches made in Mexico. Well, it's a pretty fair assessment to say that the Mexican government is in bed with the cartels and have been for decades. And I certainly don't agree with that. I don't want to see all those drugs and shit pouring across our southern border. But am I gonna say fuck Hogue? I'm not gonna buy anything from them because they don't get their pouches made somewhere else. I don't know why they're going to Mexico to get them made. And I mean, the easy thing is to say that it's just cheaper for them, but it may not be. I don't know. I wasn't the one that made the order, but the point is that right now we're in the height of a global economy to where, for example, if you're looking at some knife that was made and came from China, it could be supporting American designers. It could have American made steel. It could have all sorts of different things that came from the United States and was either commissioned by an American company. And so the vast majority of what you're paying for is supporting American businesses. However, there is a portion of it that undoubtedly is going to support this.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's just funny.
Going to support something that I personally fundamentally disagree with. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. First, I want to go back to the part at the beginning because I don't want to skip over that. We can't just.
Go ahead.
Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, right?
Come again?
The Chinese Belt and Road Initiative.
Yep.
Okay, so if China, let's say they want to build a road through a group of houses, they just kick the people out, knock down the houses, and build a road. Okay, that doesn't happen here. So even if ZTE or whatever the companies you want to talk about don't have members of the CCP on their staff, it's an authoritarian government. Okay, Xi Jinping has offed how many people? Right, that's what I'm saying. So we can't just try to say, hey, just because there's not CCP members on the board that they do not that money does not go directly to the CCP in a much more direct way, a tenfold direct way than it does here in the States by paying taxes. I agree with everything you said about the government here, but it is a very different thing, and we can't convolute those two just because they don't have a member on the board. It is an authoritarian regime. If they want you gone, you're gone. If they want to move your house, they move your house. There is no
100%.
private property in China. The maximum lease is 99 years. So everything in China is owned by the government. Every facility. Okay? Point period. Every facility, every blade of grass. There's nothing privately owned there.
That's not totally true, but
how so?
But yeah, it's like that in some areas. Some areas are like that
all over China. China, there is no.
It isn't. There people own independent property in China, and that's why I'm saying the lines are blurred between communism and capitalism.
It's not.
I'm just telling you that's just the facts. I mean, I'm not.
It's not a fact.
Trying to defend it. I'm just telling you what the facts are.
And I'm telling you, it's not a fact. There is no private property in there in China.
What I'm telling you is
by the government. It can be.
What's your source for that?
I just read what's his name's book, Posovic's book. Jack Posobiec.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. None of it's a 99-year lease.
Mm-hmm.
There's no private property in China. Period.
But you just said it could be privately owned.
They can, but it's not. They can call it independently owned, but it's owned. You can't own if you don't own a building. Right?
There's a term to it, is what you're saying.
Say it again.
Right.
But there's a term to it, is what you're saying.
Yes.
There's a limit.
You own your property, right? Like you own your farm, you own your property.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's the thing. That doesn't happen in China.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because there was
it was. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I just don't want to convolute it because we pay taxes here in the States, so therefore we're propping up our government is the same as sending money to a communist country. Like
it's not completely different though.
It's not the it's not the same for sure, but so my point here is the way that I look at this is that because in so many different ways, just like with Hoback is a prime example. And the only reason that's even relevant is just because it's in our little knife bullshit. But how many years did he get away with making knives in China? People buying those knives, paying a premium that because they thought they were made here in the U.S. That went on for several years before anybody was the wiser to it. Correct? I don't even know how many years it was, but it was several, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So my point is that it's a fairly difficult thing, and of course there are key examples that you can point to that this company only manufactures in China, and so a lot of those are easy to figure out. But there are some that really blur the lines. It gets really difficult to understand, and so I guess my point is instead of focusing on that so much, to me, the bigger issue is, a company like, for example, Disney or Nike or the NBA, or there's so many American companies that are rooted here in the States that are 100% supporting the Chinese not supporting Chinese workers and not supporting the Chinese people. I'm talking about supporting the Chinese government. And with all the batshit crazy stuff that Disney's doing right now here in this country, they're not about to do that in Disneyland, Shanghai or whatever.
Right.
They
don't have the balls.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Maybe I don't remember what city it's in over there. But anyway, the point is that the NBA, they walk on eggshells every time something comes up negative about the Chinese Communist Party, because they know that over there, those NBA stars and Nike, these are gods. I mean, they have massive ties to the Chinese government. And so to me, those efforts are way better spent changing our culture, and stop listening to people like, LeBron James and whatnot. And he comes out and
movie
takes
stars
it easy on Chinese government leaders, because the reality is that, if I stop buying XYZ item that may or may not come from China, until our federal government stops making it advantageous for things to be built in China because of cheap labor, it will just move to a different component. I'm not helping the problem by refusing to purchase XYZ item, because
change culture then?
Changing the culture is changing people.
Yeah, I get that, but if you continue to purchase the products, right, and you're thus supporting it monetarily, and if you're supporting it monetarily, how are we going to change that?
Well, so supporting it monetarily, no different than me. I guess my point is that when I purchase a product, I'm not pledging allegiance to where it was made. That's not what's going on there. I'm purchasing a product because I want it for whatever reason. And it may be justified or it may not. I'm not trying to justify anyone's purchase here. I'm just saying that if the goal here is to get people to open their eyes to what's going on in China, financial boycotts on tangible goods, to me, is not the way to do it. Just like here in this country, I personally don't agree with boycotting XYZ company because they did something bad. We see it all the time right now. I mean, hell, Benchmade went through it when they, cut up all those guns supporting their local police department, and all hell broke loose because everyone thought that they were anti-2A. And whether they are or they aren't, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're not a firearms manufacturer. And now Benchmade screwed up and they handled it really poorly. And that's really what led to all of that shit spiraling out of control. But boycotting Benchmade under that circumstance wasn't the best way to handle the situation. Like, if you disagreed with what they did, going to them and saying, hey, here's what I disliked and here's the reasons why, versus going out and putting them on blast saying these guys suck balls because they make the shittiest knives ever because I saw that they cut the barrel off of a gun. When in all reality, the moral of the story was they were supporting their local police department that seized weapons, in XYZ crimes, and those guns were never going to be able to be utilized again. I mean, they had to be destroyed. It had nothing to do with the 2A thing. It had everything to do with these weapons were, seized during crime. So I'm just saying that sometimes people get the initial cause is good, but the way that we go about it, and I see it happen a lot, that people just automatically want to boycott this company or that company without really looking at, if we go and boycott just whatever company, we may hurt the person that's at the top, which is the person that we really care about hurting, but we also hurt all the people that work there. And chances are all the people that work there probably don't feel the same way that person at the top does that made the decision that pissed us off in the first place. And so by being vocal about something and bringing up the fact that, in this case, the shit that's going on in China right now, and anytime stories come up and you see, these NBA stars, movie stars, whatever, and they come out and say the dumb shit that they do because these people live in a fairy tale world that isn't reality, talking to your neighbors and talking to the people that are in your orbit about what the truth is, instead of buying into the bullshit, then I feel like eventually, if we get the right politicians in place, the laws will be molded in the way that it'll make it more advantageous for people to do business here in America instead of shipping everything overseas.
So I disagree with that wholeheartedly, and here's why.
Okay.
Money talks, bullshit walks. Okay, and right now everybody has a voice. You can get on the internet and complain about something, but that's not what businesses are gonna see. I've been in business. I could give a flying fuck what somebody writes on a review if they had a shit experience in my restaurant. I do care when people stop showing up. Okay, that's what makes heads start to roll. So what I'm saying is, I think what you're doing, and a lot of people do this, they confuse cancel culture with a boycott. Okay, so cancel culture, this is something when somebody says something or holds a political belief, and then the mob decides that we're going to demand that they lose their livelihood, and then we're going to put pressure on everyone else to not allow them to work again and have a livelihood. In essence, basically almost ending their life because they can't work again. A boycott is a fundamental aspect of capitalism. If Benchmade felt the need to put it out there and cut those guns up, and I understand what they were doing. My stepmother was a sheriff for 17 years. I've watched guns get cut up 15 times. I understand. I had no problem with it, but a lot of people did. If a company makes a business decision, right, and goes out and cuts up guns, or Carhartt decides they're going to make their employees get vaccinated, and people have a issue with that decision, they have every right to no longer support that company financially, because that's how you get the message across to any business. That's how it's been working. It always will work that way. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't support the morals you have, or I don't support the business decision that you make, so I'm not going to support you financially. Now, I understand that the people in there might lose their jobs, but that's just life. They're going to have to get a new job.
But the thing is just exactly what you said. So you tried to make a determination between a boycott and cancel culture, but then the two examples you threw out were two companies that did a political thing, and
those were business decisions. They just Benchmade decided to use their facility, right, to cut up guns. Okay, and Carhartt made a business decision to require their employees to be vaccinated.
Okay, so hold on. Stop right there. Hold on just 1 second. So in both of those cases, the aftermath that transpired was because people politically disagreed with what they assumed Benchmade made. The decision that Benchmade made was not in support of their local police department, but in opposition to 2A rights. And then with Carhartt, people immediately, and I agree, I fall on the same side as both of these scenarios. The difference is that what you explained is people by themselves choose where to spend their money on their own free will. And what I don't agree with is when somebody takes to social media and puts somebody on blast saying, fuck these guys, don't spend your money with them, and tries to influence other people's. What I'm saying is influence people, but do it in a way that is culturally acceptable. So we can come to the same conclusion because we agree on our values and our morals and all the things that made this country great to begin with. But when people just follow the herd because they saw something on Facebook or whatever the case, whatever XYZ social media, and then they just, all of a sudden everybody's out burning their Carhartt shit or whatever. And I would argue that most of the people that jump in line with those things don't really even know why it's taking place. And so therefore it's a short-lived thing because it's a tiny moment in time. Mm-hmm. And then a week or two later,
people forget about it and they start buying the shit again. It's not.
What's the point of even talking about it? If it doesn't do anything.
Because if it did something, Benchmade and Carhartt would be out of business. But the point is that if we change people's minds culturally and that they
fundamentally,
at its core, I guess is my point here, then it will be a much longer lasting decision on where people spend their money. And I agree that there's money and there's power in where you spend your money.
Oh,
I
for
100%
sure.
agree. But I don't. what I want and what we need in order to have a difference in the global economy and the overall understanding of what goes on in this nation, we need something that lasts longer than 8 to 10 days on social media. We don't need something that's just a flash in the pan. We need real change, serious change.
Yeah, but you're talking about two totally different things here. You're talking about the populace's knee-jerk reaction to something, which you're never going to change. You're never going to change that. That's just the way the populace is going to be. Culture, and you want to change culture, then you want to change those knee-jerk reactions. But you're trying to loop in boycotting a company because of a business decision that they made in with it is what we live in, a culture right now of knee-jerk reactions. People see things on social media and it happens in an instant and they take it and run. You're not going to change that. That's not changing culture. Telling people don't go boycott Carhartt because they choose to make all their employees get vaccinated that's not changing culture. Me standing here and using my platform to tell people why what they're doing when they're choosing to spend disposable income by sending it over to the CCP as opposed to supporting American business owners, that's trying to change culture. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make an argument for it.
The point is, let me say something. The point here is we need to get back to a fundamental, like, moral compass that we used to be at in this country, where we valued hard work and supporting our economy and all of that, and will contribute to
of course
lesser knee-jerk reactions and less superficial reactions and deeper, meaningful movements.
Yeah, but that comes from people like you and me with families, and we raise our children that way.
Right, yeah, and we all need to get back to that.
Hold on 1 second. I got a point real quick. I want to hit this. So Cutting Lace EDC says that he just got a Rumble account to come and watch your ass, Steve. So start posting videos again.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, but so here's what, and we'll wrap this up at this point here because it's already getting late. But just one more thing. So I guess my overall point here is that I truly believe that in most circumstances, even the people that live out on the coast, where I'm convinced at this point, you know that I travel all over the place for work and whatnot. I live in the Midwest. But for some reason, they get way too much fresh air on the coast, both coasts, and people just go batshit crazy. I don't really understand it. But the people that live there, even the batshit crazy ones, they don't run their households that way, which is so odd to me, because these people, they go out and in the public and on social media and all this stuff, they act one way.
Right.
But then when they're in closed doors and it's their own children or their own family, their own parents, their own job, they have different, different morals that they follow, right, different values.
Basically, they fake as fuck.
and what I'm trying to get across here is that, to me, it's more impactful, instead of getting that person, which those people, I'm sure you know some of them in your life, that you can whip them up into a frenzy real easy by posting something or saying something on social media. But instead of getting them all riled up and in a frenzy to go and burn their Carhartt sweatshirts out in the front yard, you can get that person to say, you know what I am doing with inside my own home is what this country was founded on. These are the morals and the values that most Americans have. And so this next time around, I'm going to run for school board, because there's some batshit crazy people on the school board locally. And that's how we inflict change in this country, by getting people to, with a rational head, come around and say, you know what, things do need to get better here. And, coming back to some sort of morality and having a moral compass isn't a bad thing,
No, agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And what better place to start than in the knife community or the gun community, where people are spending disposable income. This is why I have such an issue with the knife community. This is not a necessity. You do not need a knife to live your life, okay? So we're talking, right. So I want to know your justification for choosing to spend your disposable luxury income on a Chinese-made manufacturer over an American one. There's no moral justification for that. It's just because we want shit. We want more shit. The same guys that they won't spend $450 on a Chris Reeve. They won't dare do that. They'll have $750 Wii's. So it's
No, I
not a
get it.
financial thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So if we're talking about changing culture, okay, in my little niche right here, if it start at the most basic level, let's start by not sending our disposable income to China, and let's do it to support and tell everybody you need to support American-made manufacturing here in the States, even if you disagree with our current government.
I want to say something.
So say it.
Okay, so you talk about disposable income. So let's think about the majority of homes. They have like gaming consoles and smartphones and all of those things, which the majority are made in China. You know,
Yeah,
like
but that's
we
different.
can't
There's
just
not an
focus on the
there's not
knife
no,
community.
no. Yeah, you can exactly. I'm talking, but this is where we're at. We're in the knife community. Our sphere of influence is in the knife community. So I'm going to speak to the knife community. I'm not in the gaming community. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm talking to the knife community.
Yeah,
What's the
I guess
moral
my point
justification
here is
for-
like,
if you want, no, you're talking about morals, and we need to get back to morals. So let's get back to morals. Morally, it's correct to spend your money in the States because it's your disposable income. This is the money you're choosing to spend, right? I get it with a cell phone. You don't have a choice with a cell phone. There's one American-made company that I found, and it's a $1,200 phone. I get it. But outside, that's like going to Dunkin' Donuts to buy coffee and being like, well, I bought coffee there, so I might as well buy all my food there because I bought one coffee there. No, just because you bought one thing from China because you're almost forced to doesn't mean you got to spend all of your money in Chinese manufacturing. So
I feel like you lose. Just let me speak. You lose credibility when it's okay in one aspect of your life, but not in another. You know what I mean?
But it is. No, you don't lose credibility because if you want to sit there and fake it like we're not all hypocritical, everyone's hypocritical. You do hypocritical things all the time,
Right.
but you don't have the option to buy a cell phone outside of one company that you may not be able to afford. Okay, that's fine. So for right now, you have to buy a Chinese-made cell phone. That doesn't mean but you do have the option to buy American-made knives and American-made shoes and American-made socks and American-made clothing and an American-made car. And you have the option to do that, but you're choosing. Again, we're talking about morals now. Morally, this is not a necessity. Your food doesn't have to come from China, right? Your water doesn't have to come from China, and your housing doesn't have to come from China. So those are three things you need to survive. So if we're talking about disposables here, things that are luxury items, and we were talking about if there was ever a moral footing, it would be on your luxury items, your disposable income. What do I choose to spend my money on? Well, if it's knives, what's the moral reasoning for choosing to go to China as opposed to the U.S. and supporting communism and supporting genocide and supporting the murder of children and supporting, you get what I'm saying, child slavery and supporting them? But we got to listen to our politicians talk about EPA laws when they don't even have them. So what's the moral justification for that?
And that's what I'm saying is that I don't think that anybody, or at least no one that I know, maybe there is someone out there that buys a Chinese knife and goes, man, I want to support the Chinese government. I don't believe that anybody's making that decision when they purchase that knife consciously. They're not making that decision when they're not looking at it that way. Okay.
That's the right. That's the culture you need to change, though, that we're talking about.
Okay.
So we need to make people aware of it.
Right. Okay. So my point is that I feel like there's a better way to get the same point across instead of drawing a line in the sand, because when you make the argument you just made, and it's not that I disagree. All I'm saying is that just like Molly did, there's a million different ways that you can poke holes in that argument. And because you, just like we and everybody else in the world, own God only knows how many products that actually came from China
that you don't even know came from China.
But that's not a whole. But if you don't know, that's different. That's not a hole in the argument. Like I said, if you go get a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, does that mean now if you go buy coffee somewhere else, you're being hypocritical? No, you don't.
No.
But you're speaking in finalities, and that's not fair. Because you can't.
You're speaking in finalities. You're saying if you buy something in China, you're speaking in finalities. If you buy things in China, then a couple things in China, why not? Why do you care about buying the rest? Because you have a choice with knives, with guns, with lights,
and you have a choice with gaming consoles, and you have a choice with phones, and you have a choice with TVs, and you know what I mean?
Okay, you have a choice. So why aren't we promoting people making the choice to moral American companies that support our morals and our American values, not ones that are diametrically opposed to us, which is China?
Right.
Why aren't we supporting? You want to change culture, right? You want to change culture.
Yeah.
Why aren't we pushing people towards supporting American culture and not supporting Chinese culture?
Right. So here's
nobody's debating that.
That's what I'm saying. You said our politicians right now would love to have the CCP style government here. right? Okay, and why is that? Well, because
yeah.
we've had the Chinese influencing our culture. So the only way to fight back, to get back to the way it's supposed to be, is by influencing American companies to support American culture from the bottom up. It's got to be grassroots.
But see, we don't have the Chinese influencing our culture. That's not what's happening.
Right.
What
It's
we
influencing our government.
the Chinese.
The Chinese are in our learning institutions. They're in our sports institutions. They're in our federal government. What do you mean they're not affecting our culture?
That's not what I didn't say. Affecting. I didn't say.
No,
hey,
they're in sports and entertainment.
Two different
they're
things.
affecting our culture 100%.
I didn't say
sports
affecting.
And entertainment.
I didn't say affecting. That's not what I said. I said influencing.
It's influencing. Yeah, they're in our. Okay, Disney. Okay, Disney will literally change the patches or change things and take things out of movies because the film industry, if it offends China, they are 100% influencing our culture. 100%.
But the point that I'm getting at here is the reason that our politicians want to be what China, the reason China's in the position it is today is because we allowed it to happen. We're the ones that did it to China over the last 50, 60, 70 years. And so China, because it's always been a communist regime and because we have influenced it so much, now they're in this very weird situation that they're in where they have this blend between communism and capitalism. Our politicians want nothing more than to have that here. And they're willing, just because the reason that Disney and NBA and all these companies bow down to China is because there's over 1 billion people there and the market's so big, and Chinese people for the first time in history in the last 20 years actually have disposable income. And so they want a piece of that pie. And China is the fastest growing market in the world. But the point that I'm getting at here is that with us, if we just come out and look at everyone and say, you're a piece of shit morally, if you have ever bought a Chinese knife, fuck you, you don't like America, you're a piece of shit, get out of here.
I never said that. No, now you're taking it. I never said that.
Okay, well, you tell me.
What I'm saying is, explain to me the moral. We're talking about morals. What's the moral justification for choosing to support Chinese culture versus an American culture? There is none. You don't have a moral ground to stand on. And if you want to start doing things by moral, then we need to lead by example.
Right. And so my point here is that I don't think anybody, when they make the decision to purchase a knife, I don't think they're looking at it that way.
No, you're pleading to people's ignorance. It's 2022. Everyone is well aware of what the CCP does and well aware of what China does to people. We watch them fucking weld people into their houses during the fucking pandemic and beat people in the streets, spray people down. We know what the fuck that they're doing. So this appeal to ignorance that everyone's so stupid they don't know is horseshit. Everyone knows good and goddamn well what the fuck the CCP does to its fucking people. And if you don't agree what it does to its people, then you don't need to support it. By supporting that
we don't know every little detail. You just don't.
What I'm saying is you cannot disconnect the businesses from the government there. You just cannot. Okay? As bad as it is here, they're not welding people into fucking houses and beating people in the streets and taking people's land. Okay? They're not doing. We don't have a camp full of religious
Uyghurs,
captives that we fucking harvest organs from and kill children from. We don't do those kind of things here, okay? As bad as just because we have issues here doesn't mean we can't cast a stone over there, is what I'm saying. So
that's right.
If you don't want this country to become like that country, okay, and adopt those morals, like I said, they're in our sports and entertainment, so they are 100% influencing culture. If we don't want that, then there's no moral justification for taking your money when you have a choice and spending it there and telling them they're doing a good job. If someone keeps coming to my restaurant, and no one's coming to my restaurant if I'm serving shitty food. If you walked into a restaurant, right, and you were sitting down eating, and you looked into the kitchen, and you saw the fucking owner of that restaurant berating the fucking server, right, just call him a piece of shit, saying all this fucking fuck shit to him, would you patron that restaurant again? No, you don't want to support that motherfucker. You would not. So it's the same thing. If you see what the fuck they're doing in China, but we're making this moral justification that people are too stupid to know what they're doing, and then we go over there and support it in the first place. It's no different than, see what I'm saying? You wouldn't go into a business where the owner was a dick to his employees. Why are you doing it to there? There's no moral. You can't give me this moral. We talk about morals and then just like look it to the side because we think everyone's stupid. No one's stupid.
I kind of feel like none of us can talk about morals, and none of us are the moral compass of the world. So we need to pipe it down on that.
No, none of us are the moral compass. But just because I'm not perfect doesn't mean I can't stand for fucking something. Just because by all means. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the moral compass for anyone. I'm just telling you this is what the fuck's happening, and this is the hill I'll fucking die on. And
I will say, yeah, and that's great. And you have a purpose, and you are going to stick to it, and that's fine. But
you're not presenting a valid argument to why I shouldn't feel that way, how it's not going to help influence culture down the road. I'm telling people, I'm trying to make people aware of this so they change their buying habits and start buying American again and supporting that culture so those businesses grow and those cultural values get spread through the country, and you're trying to justify it and say, yeah, it's cool if people go spend their money in China and support that moral.
No,
whatever.
The point that I'm getting at, and the way that I look at it is that if we come off too hard on this, that people will miss the opportunity that we had to have some influence. And like I said at the start of this,
the video that I made last week, you go look at the comments and see how many people are like, wow, good point, Steve. It's changing the way I'm thinking about it. I didn't really think about it like that. You have to be loud and you have to make fucking noise. If you got a fucking platform and someone will listen to you, you got to make fucking noise. I do it locally in my own community, and then I'll do it online if I can do that too. Like, just sitting back and saying everyone's too... All right, so if we take your example that everyone doesn't make the conscious decision when they buy a knife to go, okay, well, this was made in China, make them fucking aware. Then make them fucking aware that that's what you're doing when you buy that. Not make excuses for it.
Oh, my God.
Real quick, Chicago 23 put a comment in here.
What do you say?
Do you see it? He says, Asian women are good in bed.
Sideways breezers,
They have sideways breezers. Yeah.
Sideways breezers?
Yeah. Like that's my own saying. Sideways breezers. Like yeah. So anyway, we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
But it was a great discussion.
Hey, Jack's Lungs. I'll be at Blade Show this year. I would love to meet you in person. You got a real loud mouth in that comment section. I'd love to talk to you face to face at Blade Show. It'd be awesome. Don't think I haven't read what you said.
Well, I mean, everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, and that's what makes this country beautiful, that we can have this discussion and not fucking tear each other down and threaten each other.
Yeah, no.
It's all good.
Apparently, it's too much for some of the guys in the comments to listen to two people have a fucking debate about something that they're passionate about. Apparently, it makes people, a couple of guys in the comments get a little fucking their panties in a wad. So, like I said, I'll be at Blade Show. If you have anything to fucking say there, I would fucking love for you to do so there. See right here, little scooter guy. You seem like a bully, spoken like a bitch. You sound like a bitch. That's what you sound like. Act like a fucking man. Act like a fucking man and listen to two people talk. I know it's scary.
Yeah, and
at the same token, like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I'll be in Blade Show as well. Steve and I will be there together, drinking a beer and whatnot. So you can come up and say what's up to both of us. It's all good.
Do a live with Slicey.
Yeah.
He vanished. He
vanished.
Vanished.
It's all good.
He's probably busy delivering his kids.
Bye.
Yeah, and and Molly and I talked to him. We talked to him on the phone. It was all good. But whatever. Anyway, so
yeah, we got to get on to some other things.
We're running out of time here real quick, but yeah, we've got a couple of things. One, we're going to draw some names out of
some winners
out of a bowl here. We got names, but we're going to do that in a moment. Hold on,
I'm
just
gonna
one
burp.
Second. So I think
Lord,
you commented about this, so I don't know if you saw this, Steve, or not. But here, actually, I'm going to switch my camera up really quick, just real quick.
Good Lord, burpee.
Justin doesn't wear pants when he does these.
No, I don't wear any pants.
Well, I mean, he wears nugs and kisses.
Yeah, I had to move a bunch of crap out here after doing the whole mic swap thing.
I like to have his nice tight ass out.
Yeah, so
do you, right, Steve?
What?
You like to have Justin's nice tight ass out.
Goddamn right. I'm Big Spoon.
That booty fit right in.
That's right. That's right.
Like a glove while we
like a glove.
Gordon Frickett. Gordon Prickett just made a donation. Donations?
No?
Somebody did something.
No, I think they subscribed.
Oh, got it. Okay. So anyway, so you made a comment the other day. So this is my new anal lube that I've got going here. Slick them all
spectacularly.
Salve for EDC gear. So honestly, dude, what this is I just got fed up with all the oil that's out there and wanted a grease so it would actually stay in place, you know? And so I tried a whole bunch of different things and none of it worked well. And so I said, screw it, and ended up making my own. And I mixed this stuff up and went through a few different variations. And then I stumbled across this. And then one night we were sitting here at home and I handed a knife to Molly and I said, flip this for a few minutes. And then I said, you got a good understanding of how it works? She said, yeah. I took it back, took it apart real quick, lubed it up, handed it back to her and handed it to her. And she flipped it and she's like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And dude, it's shockingly good. Like seriously exceeded my expectations. So anyway, yeah, I never thought that I'd be making lube, but then I found these little applicators that are incredibly tiny on the end. I think this one's like 0.2 millimeter and this one's like 0.15 millimeter or something. And this one's flexible. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but you know, it's like a little mosquito pecker.
I'm stoked about this. I'm a big fan of grease over lube. I use grease in a lot of I use grease in a bearing knife. I think it works a whole lot better for that exact reason. Like you said, it stays in place. I like it on washers for obvious reasons. I mean, CRK's been using grease for 30 fucking years. I'm a big fan of grease, and everyone loves lube and like liquid lube, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, grease just makes sense, right?
Well, so for me, the thing was all the greases that I tried, the surface tension of the grease was so much that the blade is sticky, you know, just because the grease itself is so sticky. And so that's what I was trying to come up with, a thick grease that wasn't sticky. And I found it, dude. Like, it's crazy. Because, I mean, this is every bit as thick as, like, the CRK lube, but nowhere near as sticky. So, it's pretty good stuff.
This is awesome.
So,
I'm stoked on this.
Yeah. Pretty pumped on that.
Get into the lube game. Had you only gotten this done last year, that night would have been so much more special, but...
Well, hey, you got something to look forward to.
Yeah,
yeah.
When
I'm gonna buy.
Can you say wedding gift? Charlie's gonna be excited.
Babe, we're doing butt stuff.
All right.
So funny.
We've got to pick. Here, since
hello, child.
American-made stuff, I might as well throw out some stuff here. And then, so how many am I pulling out of here?
2.
So we're pulling 2 names out of here for some winners. Do you want to pull them, or you want me to just pick them?
You can do it. You're over there.
How about this one right here? We got a name. How about Mike M?
Mike M, I don't know if you're here, but you bought a knife and you're going to win something.
You're going to win. These are all names of people that bought stuff on our knife sale that we just posted. So we said that we were going to draw some names for some free giveaway stuff. And here, let's do this. We got one name left to pick. I'll pick this one right there. That one.
That's the one?
That's the one. Steve Y.
Heck yeah, Steve Y.
So we have Mike M and Steve Y are the 2 winners.
You won something too.
There you go.
Is it Steve Y or Stevie?
I think it's
Steve Y.
Steve Y.
Steve A?
Stave A?
Stave A?
Okay, so we got one other thing to talk about here really quick, and I'm going to show off. Oh, look at that Crooked River and how smooth that thing is. It's so good. Okay, so we have these as well. to take just a really quick look at, since we're running out of time. Steve, are you familiar with these right here? You know what these are?
Yeah, I met the maker at Blade Show. These are his Chinese OEM slip joints. What's it called? It's a gun stock pattern, right?
Yes. Yep.
Jack Wolf, right?
That's correct. Jack Wolf knives. So Ben,
sniper?
No, that's called the sharpshooter.
Oh, close. I was close.
Yep. So these are the Jack Wolf knives sharpshooter. This one here is in natural micarta, M390, hollow ground blades. This is, let's see here. That's the artwork. Jack Wolf knives, Ben Belkin. There's the deets on the knife right there. So, and then this is the packaging that they come in. So old Ben is a good dude for sure, and I've kind of become pretty good buddies with Ben over the last I don't know, about a year, I guess. I don't know what it's been.
Hey, drop that.
Holy cow! Watch yourself. And then they come in a canister like this right here. So yeah, they're pretty sweet. This is the first model of the Jack Wolf knives. And then, hold on a second. I'll show you what else comes with it.
You're so prepared.
So you also get a Jack Wolf sticker. And then you get a Jack Wolf knives slip like this right here. Just a regular drop in your pocket slip. As well as, do you remember these from your childhood, Steve?
Are those Pogs?
It's a Pog, yes.
Pog, yeah, it's a fucking Pog, yeah. I had those.
So,
Pog.
yeah.
Alf.
So they come with a Pog, and then what? Oh, I forgot one thing. Hold on, just 1 second.
He'd forget his ass if it wasn't attached.
Okay, and then this is the microfiber cloth that you get, and it's like an actual real deal microfiber cloth with like hemmed edges. It's not like one of those little shitty cleaning cloths that come with the knife. This thing's like 12 by 12 and like legit good quality microfiber towel. So that's pretty cool. And the knives come rolled up in that inside the canister with the Pog and the sticker. So yeah, pretty cool.
What's the price?
And so Jack Wolf knives, Mr. Ben Belkin, he's been working his ass off trying to get this deal up and rolling, and these literally just came in yesterday. So for those that don't know, we OCD for EDC is a dealer for Jack Wolf knives. We have there are multiple dealers, but of course, you know, we're the best one, obviously, for obvious reasons. But these are the 4 colorways. And yeah, there you go.
What's the price
So,
of those, Justin?
the micarta ones are $275, and the carbon fiber one is $300. Or I think they're $249.90, or I'm sorry, $274.99 and $299.99 or something like that. It's going to be the same price at all the dealers. There's multiple dealers that are carrying them, but yeah, they're pretty sweet. I just, you know, I know you fully understand what I'm talking about, Steve, with the blade geometry. You know, we got basically 1/8-inch blade stock with a really sweet hollow grind. I haven't measured one behind the edge, which I can do that really quick. It's going to be pretty damn thin, though. I know that.
Thanks, Simper5, for the super chat. Buy Keith the Knife Freak's knives now. I don't know what those are.
What's
So, Semperfi gave us a $5 super chat and said, buy Keith the Knife Freaks knives now on his Instagram. So, I mean,
Yeah, 11 or 12 thou behind the edge.
That's thin.
Yep. And 1/8 inch up on the spine.
All right.
Hey, we got a Bow Nation. Thank you very much, Semperfi. We appreciate it.
Bow Nation Station.
So the pull on this thing and the gun stock handle is incredibly comfortable. And you guys will see some more coming up on these, but I wanted to show off the 4 colorways. There's been a lot of hype about the Jack Wolf stuff. And then just so you guys know, Lancelot Leather. You heard of Lancelot Leather, Steve? You know Joe at Lancelot Leather?
I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him. I've seen.
So this here is a clip slip that Joe from Lancelot Leather made, and we played around with a few different things. I actually 3D printed stamps so he could put the Jack Wolf logo and my logo into the leather. I made some changes, so this won't be what the actual production run will look like. Oh, is Lee in here?
Get your pretentious ass out of here.
Oh, is Lee? Are you wearing your medium husky shirt tonight? the old schmedium shirt.
His extra medium.
Yeah, extra medium. It's a medium tall. But anyway, so the old clip slip here. These will be available for purchase, and they fit the knife perfectly. They've got a really sweet clip that's got good retention. And these are coming from Joe over at Lancelot Leather. Like I said, the production ones will look slightly different than this, but I'll keep you guys posted on it. The quality on these is fantastic, and we'll get into all that stuff in an upcoming video. So there you go, man. So did Lee just get in here?
Mm-hmm.
Old Bama, what have you been doing, dude? He's just
cruising.
He's been cruising around in that Dookie Brown truck, trolling for queers, huh?
He sent me a picture. He was fucking throat fucking a turkey earlier. So you know how they do out in the
Yeah.
He was grabbing it by the gobbler. Was busy choking the turkey.
Grabbing it by the gobbler.
Yeah. He was sending me pictures, and I'm like, Lee, come on, I got kids.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Right on, man. Well, yeah, so, good times.
Always.
So what else is good? Let's see. Oh, it's 8:30 right now. What else is going on other than the wedding coming up in a couple weeks?
Nothing. Just looking forward to Blade Show this year. Just busting my ass at work as usual. That's it, man. I live a boring life. I work, I come home. Now I got a wedding to deal with.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, just trying to make headway in the restaurant industry, which is always fun.
Do you see the comment on the screen?
Steve, he will cook my turkey breast for me. It's important. Oh, he knows I'll roast that breast.
Will you baste it as well?
Yeah, ask Justin how well I'll baste that breast.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, thanks, Keith.
Keith the Knife Freak coming in hot with the Bow Nation.
Steve is my real dad.
Oh
Dang.
shit.
If you don't follow Keith, man, I'm telling you, Keith's making some delicious looking breakfast lately.
Oh,
Is
have to check that out.
Yeah, I don't know if he put it on Instagram. He sent me a text with some delicious looking breakfast. He likes to brag.
Is he coming in hot with like some biscuits and gravy?
Oh, bro, it was like bacon and eggs and an omelet and toast, and it looked delicious. I want to see.
I love breakfast.
I think Keith is from the north. I don't think they do biscuits and gravy up there.
Michael Morgan says, "How do we know who won the drawing or the draw?"
You should have watched it.
Well,
Yeah, right.
Michael Morgan, did you purchase something from our sale this weekend?
Nope, he did not.
So I'm gonna guess that Mike
Wasn't you.
M right there isn't you. If you didn't buy a knife in the sale earlier this weekend, then I'm sorry, sir. That one wasn't you.
It ain't you, son.
Yes,
But,
Shane,
you
you can
know.
bring your stripper girl to my wedding. Absolutely. I encourage strippers.
Yeah.
I'm an equal opportunity wedding inviter. Strippers are more than welcome.
Yeah.
I thought it was a website.
Oh no, Michael, sorry, it wasn't a.
Oh.
This one wasn't for a website purchase. This was from the knife sale this weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Should
So
have read the directions, Michael. God.
Yeah, duh. The
God,
fuck,
Mike,
Michael?
Read the directions, bro.
take it easy. Michael's from Canada.
Canada.
Oh,
Canada.
he's Canada?
Yeah.
I love
What's that all about?
Canadians.
Eh?
I love Canadians.
He said, "Did I win? Eh? Am I a winner? Eh?"
Oh, when Canadians cry, it's like twice as sad, you know? Like, they're such you know what I mean? They're such gentle people.
Yeah,
When they
they
cry,
are.
It's like, oh, don't cry, big guy.
Well,
You know.
that's what I always thought about Canadians as well until the whole trucker thing happened up there. And for once, I actually saw those people come out in mass and like get behind something.
Like,
And
they
kinda
were,
put-
like their foot down.
Yeah, they did. They put their foot down, albeit very, without
In a
curse
Peacefully.
words,
Canadian way. It was a
in
very
a
Right.
Canadian way.
Like that's.
But they still did it.
Goddamn
In a
right
very
they did.
liberal town, too.
Yeah, and I was proud of them. They did.
I
That
was
was
hella
awesome.
proud of 'em.
Good for them.
I mean,
Mhm.
they're like our like really nice younger brothers, right? Like they're like
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're like honorable mention Americans, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right.
Speak
yep.
English.
They're
Most
just
of them
trying to
speak
be
English.
like their big bro.
Yeah, like most of them speak English, and the ones that do speak English don't even like the ones that speak French, because the ones that speak French act like they're French, even though we know you're not. I've worked with so many French Canadian cooks and chefs. It's ridiculous, and they really, really think that they're French, and they're not.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet in the culinary world, that's
Yeah.
a whole.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
sure that's a whole thing.
It's a totally
Oh,
different kind of
God.
French.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, and it's like they're really, really good at cooking like dinosaur, like old school French cuisine. Like that's what they still do up there. Like
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
like from the 70s type shit. And
Just
Nice.
because they want to be French so bad.
so bad, like so bad. I'm like, dude, make something cool. Don't you? You guys have moose and shit running around. Make some cool Canadian cuisine, you know?
Right.
They're like, "Oh, we have poutine. We have poutine." I'm like, that's French fry, bro. Like,
Poutine.
Michael
French fries,
says
right?
Canada is the nice apartment above the meth lab.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I can tell you from experience going on snowmobile trips that the French Canadians are not fans of the Americans.
No, no.
They were just always shitty to us. Like, and you could always tell, like, if the town name was like a French town name, then you knew that, like, you go to a gas station or a little restaurant there, and the people were just going to be assholes. Just plain and simple. The minute that you couldn't speak French, they didn't like you.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Well, is it Quebec or Montreal? I think it's Quebec. Like in Quebec, I can't remember the name of the saying, but it's called, like, it basically translates to French first. So, like, if you want to open a restaurant there, the name has to be French, the menu has to be, everything has to be in French, and then you can have like a side menu in English. Like,
Yeah, I think it's actually like a decree there that French must be on everything.
Yes,
But
which is super funny because they're because they're French, right? They're really
They're
racist
French.
people. They're really snobby racist, like for everything. Like they hate you if you're American. They hate you if you're black. They hate everybody that's not French Canadian, right? Which is funny as fuck because they had that whole French first thing, right? So they started kicking out. They used to have a big Indian population, and they started kicking them out, right? 'Cause it's like French first. Well, they really fucked up because then a bunch of fucking Haitians showed up. like 10,000 Haitians, and they speak fluent fucking French, and they were like,
Yeah,
no,
right.
all in French. So now they had to sit there and they got all these fucking Haitians running around, and they're racist as shit. So they can't kick them out because they do everything in French.
French first.
Yeah, they're all
They're
French.
like, yeah, no problem, cool, French first, got it. Because in Haiti they speak Creole, but they also speak French like in their government buildings and stuff, like in schools and
right.
offices, like they speak French, so they're fluent
Right.
in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. It's like you
That is
you
funny.
got them, bitch. They're just
Yeah.
they're screaming at all the random black people in their little Frenchy town.
Dude, when we would go up there, it used to piss me off so bad because they all those French Canadians also speak English. They speak both.
Oh yeah.
And those motherfuckers, you go into a restaurant and they'd come up, a waitress would just start speaking French to you, and you'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak French," and they would just stomp off and just like,
I will not deduce
fucking
myself.
Americans, and
That's
God,
funny.
So mad that
there were a
they're
couple
not French
times I was
and-
pissed.
Yeah, they're just so mad that they're not French, and they're not French, and they can see that. Like, it just eats them up inside. Like, they want to be French so bad, but they're not. You're Canadian. Sorry. You're like
Other than
French
intended
light.
purpose, hey Steve.
Yeah,
other
you're
than
like-
intended purpose says, "Fuck you. I'm from the '70s and I ain't a dinosaur."
You are a goddamn dinosaur, my friend.
Yeah. What do you think
Oh,
he is?
you-
Do you think he's a T-Rex or a Brontosaurus? He's probably
I don't know. He got kind of pissed off, so I feel like he's a T-Rex with little tiny arms and a big head.
or a Velociraptor? Yeah, like one that's
Or a
got an attitude.
Velociraptor. Yeah, like a pissed
Yeah.
off Velociraptor.
Right. Well, they have the short guy syndrome, right? They're little bitty things, so they just got that
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
short man syndrome. They're just mad at the world.
The Canadian said, "I'm learning so much."
Is he? He knows what I'm talking
good
about.
time.
He knows what me and Justin are talking about. If he's from Canada and he's ever been to Quebec, or I think it's Quebec, he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Those people are dicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fucking douchey. And another thing,
Yeah, dude.
Canada, it's cold all the fucking time. Could you do us all a fucking favor and make some good beer? Like, how the fuck you got... Like, you have Wisconsin and Michigan right there, and they make amazing fucking beer, and then just over that fucking thing, you guys make the worst beer in the world.
Yeah, I don't know of
Please get
one
some
Canadian beer that I actually like.
I don't know that
They
I've
all
ever
suck.
had a Canadian beer.
Well, there's certainly many. I've just never had
Oh
one
yeah,
that
I know
liked.
there are, but I don't think I've ever had any.
Yeah.
They're crap. They're like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. They're Budweiser
Noted.
and skunk. They're horrible.
Yeah.
got it. I
Get
will
on it,
never drink one.
Get on it, Michael Morgan. Open a brewery.
Open a brewery.
They have a
on, guys.
Napoleon complex up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just drive down to Wisconsin, go talk to those guys, have them teach you it, go back up there and open a brewery. You'd be making a ton of
Right.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly says hi to you,
it's Kelly?
Steve. Yeah.
Tell her she's going to be buying me a goddamn sandwich.
What?
I guess you better get yourself in the kitchen, Kelly.
No,
Right.
buying me a
Hey.
sandwich. No. She's buying me a sandwich.
Oh, she can't make it?
No. This is the
So this
she
goes back to
destroyed
like
an
2.5 years ago. She threw Steve's sandwich, half of a sandwich he was
It-
keeping for leftovers.
You bitch!
Threw it away.
Amazing sandwich, mind you. Like the greatest fried catfish sandwich I'd ever had at that point. And she just chucked in the trash like it was trash. I came back to the car. I was all hungry, full of beer. Like that sandwich has been sitting, melding for a couple hours. It's going to be so goddamn good. Where's my sandwich? In the trash, thanks to Kelly.
So
How dare she?
Michael Morgan says we've obviously never had an Alpine. Apparently, Alpine beer is good.
No, it's
I
not
just
good.
figured that like the most popular Canadian beer was just called beer, eh?
Yeah, beer.
I just assumed that's what it was.
Yeah.
It just says
It's
beer,
cold and
eh?
it goes out of tap. Yeah. When you go in there, the
Yeah.
taps all just say beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then they have like little jean jacket koozies for them.
Yes, Zach, that's my point. It was sitting in a fucking car, getting
I
all
was
nice
just
and
reading
delicious
that.
and melding. It was fucking gonna be perfect, and she threw it away,
And full of disease.
full of disease. How many of y'all have eaten pizza the next morning sitting on the counter?
Not me.
That's what I thought. I know he has. I know Justin has.
Absolutely.
Guilty.
Yeah,
Guilty.
exactly. Nobody,
Dude,
nobody
you
dies.
don't get this right here without knowing your way around a pizza.
God. Look, if there's anything I know is cooking, okay? And I'm not. You are not going to die from eating a 4-hour old sandwich.
I know.
Yeah.
Even
Your
3
stomach's
hours.
gonna kill anything anyway, but
She's picky as
it's
hell.
a mental thing.
It was going to be so
Yeah.
good. I was looking forward to that sandwich so much.
Yeah. So this is
Bitter to the-
how long was this? 2.5, 3 years ago?
It was like 2019.
When we were down at Blade Show, Steve brought this up like 27 times.
I remember
and Kelly
you
was
telling me
like,
now that you guys are
"Shut
talking
the
about.
fuck up about the sandwich." Hey,
Oh, that's
I
funny.
understand. Like I've been the same way. Like if my mouth was all ready for some delicious sandwich and I get there and now it's gone, and it was just
Like my cheesecake.
well, I know where that went. I ate it.
Imagine having half of a delicious sandwich, right, and then going and drinking for 3 hours, and now you're drunk munchies, and you're like,
Right,
oh,
and
man,
you're
that
like,
other half
yeah.
is gonna be so good, and then you go in there and you're looking, where's my precious? Gone.
Yeah, I can respect that
So
because it was gonna taste so fucking good drunk.
So
check this out really quick. I got to run this by y'all. So I've known this woman going on. I mean, we're going on like 20 years, right? That's where we're at. And this was like a year and a half ago, maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The cheesecake incident, a year and a half ago.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, probably a year and a half ago. And so we went to the Cheesecake Factory. And so in the first 20 years that I've known her, anytime we've had leftovers, she's never touched them ever under any circumstances. Correct?
That's true.
Yes or no?
True statement.
True statement. Okay. So we come home and she eats a little bit of a piece of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory cheesecakes are like this big. She eats some of it, right? And so she puts it in the fridge. Well, like the next day, 2 days later, whatever it was, a day or two later, it's in the fridge. She's already eaten off of it. She's never touched a leftover in her life, period. So I see this piece of cheesecake and I mean, Steve,
Fair
game on?
Going down.
Fair
Going
game.
down.
I fucking tore it up. And then
I was looking forward to it that day.
and then
Of course,
fast forward like 5 or 6 hours, and then I got the same situation that Kelly has with you. She keeps bringing this one situation up for the first time ever in 20 fucking years. She wants the leftover for the first time ever.
Why don't you go talk to Tabby about it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. Fucking Tabby.
Should have put your name on it. Should have put a sticky note on that. Just saying.
Yeah.
It was. He marked it out.
Yeah, no, I will say, I'm being honest, it was hers to begin with, but the precedent was she's never touched a leftover in 20 straight years of any kind. Not dessert leftovers, not main course leftovers, not nothing.
I was about to break out of my shell.
No, she was about to.
And you done did fucked me.
Yeah.
And it was 2 days later.
Right.
Yeah, I was saving it.
Exactly,
2 days
Shane.
later.
Yeah, so Shane's quoting
Shut
what
the
I
fuck up,
told
Shane.
Molly last weekend. I told her, I said, hey, less bitching, more kitchen.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Let me just take my shoes off and go get pregnant in the kitchen.
Look at this. Look what you started here. Fucking William comes in with the Tabby lube, and he brought that up last week. Jesus Christ.
Never forget Tabby.
Jesus.
Who's Tabby?
Oh,
It's his girlfriend out of town.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. So one time I had this girl hit on me at a Chili's down in Kansas City, and I told Molly about it because, I'm an honest guy. I just came home and I told her what happened.
Give me that.
Well,
And then-
no, you're
and then-
still a fucking hot commodity out there. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. The old dad felt good. I was like,
yeah,
fucking, I still got it,
yeah, exactly.
And then
Exactly.
and then now she won't let me live it down. She brings it up constantly. Has to throw little jabs in there about Tabby.
Yeah, because he
Tabitha.
said she was a troll, so that's why it's funny.
You should just start changing numbers in your phone to Tabby one day, so she looks through it and calls it, and it's my number. Do stuff like that.
Right?
Random guy.
Yeah.
Just change random.
That would be
dudes' names to
hilarious.
Tabby. She's like, "Stop fucking bitch," and she calls it up, and I'm like, "Hey." She's like, "Makes
Nah.
sense."
I'm not worried about it. I don't ever look through his phone. I can give a fuck.
Like I said, we're
It was-
going on 20 years.
And it was at a Chili's. All Chili's chicks, we know they're Tabithas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I just call her
Chili's
Tabby for
girls.
short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chili's girls. They're all Tabithas. You can.
I mean, you used to cook it at Chili's, right? Isn't that what I heard once?
Yeah.
I still do.
Weren't
What
you
are
a
you talking
cook,
about? I mean, I still run the microwave station at Chili's as we speak. That's where I got it when I was here.
All right.
Funny.
You run that chip station, right? The bottomless
Bro,
chips and salsa.
Boy, you give us another $2?
Me and Chef Mike, the microwave, are like a combo you've never seen before.
The duo of a lifetime.
Dude, I can put out those triple dipper platters in like 6 minutes flat. You don't like. I'm A squad. I'm Friday night guy. Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I have 4-day-old double used fry oil in my blood.
That sounds like a problem. You should go to the doctor.
It's very viscous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every once in a while, you just got to filter that shit once a week or so, right?
Yeah, I just donate blood. Like
that's what I do.
Go.
That's what I've said for years. As long as you cut yourself enough, you just keep a fresh supply that way. I mean, you want to do it just to. You got to leak a little bit once a week or something.
Yeah, like bloodletting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Every couple of weeks, I decide to stick a knife through my hand, and I'm like, well, there we go. We're getting getting the poison out.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Get those humors back in line.
Yep.
Yeah, get all the devil out of me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
From all the movement, from all the hip gyrations during the soaking, I gotta.
That's right.
Myself of the devil. So I just.
You need to pay for your sins.
Yeah.
My bed adventurous has got that thick blood. I'm going to tell the doctor that the next time he tells me my blood pressure is high.
It's just thick.
Thick blood runs in my family.
With 2 C's.
Thick with 2 C's. Yeah.
Got that thick blood.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They told me that last time I gave blood. They're like, you have very viscous blood.
It's very viscous.
Yep. Like, you need to drink more water. It's like, okay, I'll work on it.
You tell them I've been eating Portland, trying to give my heart a workout.
Well, she's looking at. They're looking at me like, your hematocrit's really high. I'm like, that's why I'm giving blood. This is why I'm here. they're like, your blood's really thick. I'm like, that's why I'm asking you to take a pint out to loosen the shit.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's get the oil change going. Like.
And I'm a little low on cash this week, and I was looking to get a good buzz. This way, I only have to drink like 2 beers.
Oh man, I wish they would pay. Like I hear some states they give you money for blood.
For blood?
Yeah.
I don't know about. Around here you can get money for plasma.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Florida, they don't do it. Up here, they always shoot me a email for like a $10 Amazon card, but I can never figure out how to do it. So there's just all these old emails of like expired $10 Amazon cards.
Dude, let me get this straight. The politicians in Georgia are like, let's dangle the carrot with a $10 Amazon gift card, but then make it so difficult that people from Georgia can't figure out how to use the gift card.
It's like here's your reward. Then you gotta redeem it. You redeem it, then you get another email, and here's the confirmation code. Then you take the confirmation code. You gotta go to your Amazon account. Then it makes you sign into your Amazon account, and who the fuck remembers your password? And then you got to take that code and remember that code and plug it. I'm like, that's cool. You can have the $10. I'm
fucking duped.
Yeah, you got me. Last time they gave me a coffee mug. That was nice.
Oh.
You can just raise money. You can donate blood and semen.
You could sell your semen.
If you're a real master, you can do it together.
No, I think they got requirements, dude. You got to be like 6 feet tall and have like a bachelor's degree, and then they check your family history. They check.
Are you kidding?
History.
No. Oh yeah. No. You. Yeah.
Really?
There's requirements. Yeah.
Oh, donating sperm. Yeah, you got it. They check your family's genealogy and
make
sure you don't have
Steve's
any
not tall enough.
issues. Yeah, I'm only 5'9", so I'm not. I think I might barely make the cutoff, but I've got a criminal record that takes you out. You got to have a bachelor's degree. Ain't got that. Yeah, they want cream of the crop. Man. They're not just letting. Yeah, girls can just give eggs. It's just they're like, give it to us. But dudes, they got requirements.
Like, I understand kind of the family medical history, but like a fucking bachelor's, like,
yeah,
you don't have one, and I mean, kind of fucking smart. I don't know.
Oh boy, here we go.
Sometimes.
Kind of fucking smart.
Yeah,
weird.
You could be a successful business owner, and they'll be like, no bachelor's. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I made my own lube in my kitchen.
I want everybody
Just
to
saying.
know that
Yeah.
that lube.
So here's my bachelor's
Yeah.
degree.
Here's my bachelor's degree. Boom, bitch.
That lube was inspired by the first night me and Justin spent together at Blade Show. That's where the inspiration.
was.
For that
We
came
should have named it after him.
It was. I got all dry spitting on it, and I thought, man, I got to come up with something else here. This isn't
from.
working.
I almost threw up.
I was hawking loogies back there for half an hour. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my
shit.
gosh. Michael Morgan says, can I donate prematurely?
Oh.
Everybody in there laughing at me donating semen. I could absolutely, I'm telling you, I could rub one out. It could happen.
Yeah.
No doubt.
What you
Dude, have you ever seen that movie, Neighborhood Watch? Where it's Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, where they find the aliens, Jonah Hill?
No, I don't think I've seen it.
Dude, you have to. It's from a handful of years ago, but at one point in time, Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn are having a conversation, and Ben Stiller is like trying to have this serious conversation about how he's shooting blanks, and Vince Vaughn looks at him and he goes, "So, how do they get the cum out of you? Do they do it? Do they have a nurse that comes and manually, or do they have like a machine that they milk you?" and the whole time, Ben Stiller's just looking at him like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "I'm asking how they get the cum out of you." Dude, it's one of the funniest minute and a half I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
on
pretty
film.
good.
It's hilarious.
How awesome would that be? You could just go in there and be like, I got performance anxiety, and probably the same lady that facilitates the soaking just comes
The soaking,
out.
Yeah, the soaking. Yeah, she comes in.
She's got that fucking Loctite grip and just boom. rubs
The kung fu grip.
Real quick.
Kung
Yeah,
fu
you're like,
grip.
whoa, rah, and she catches it. She's like, all right, get out of here.
Dude,
Whoa.
guaranteed, if old Helga comes in and does that, there's no pleasure involved.
Yeah,
she
right.
She just has a special way, she grabs your pecker and then just thumbs you right in the prostate and just
Wow. You go off like a
And you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
and you're just
walk out
standing
of there
there.
just ashamed, cold and ashamed.
Yes,
walking out,
right.
Got violated.
You have to go home and take a shower.
Right, you're just crying
just
a little
walking
bit.
in the corner, just crying in a cold shower. What was that movie? Was it American Pie or what was it? It had that guy in it.
Yeah, no. It was Road Trip?
Road Trip, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Where the nurse shoved a finger up his ass or whatever?
Yeah. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, he's got his girlfriend and she's got the glove on. She's like, you want me to do what? He's like, yeah, just trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it was Stifler, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Stifler,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't make a movie like Road Trip nowadays. That was an awesome movie.
No.
Johnny Quesadilla says, "What WTF?"
Yeah,
hey,
so
dude,
Johnny, this is what you gotta do, Johnny. Johnny, you gotta get your girlfriend, right? To spit on these two fingers, jam up your butthole when she's sucking your dick, and then push down. And you will coat the back of her throat in about 10 seconds. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Tell her to get ready, though.
You're welcome.
She might choke.
Yeah, you gotta,
That's
do
funny.
it while soaking, though. Don't do it while soaking. You'll defeat the purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's a sin.
Oh,
Yes,
my
it's a
God.
movie, Keith. Yes, it's a movie, Keith.
Yeah.
It's an awesome movie. It's like Sex
All
Drive.
right,
You can't make
so-
that movie anymore.
Johnny says, "Tell me something I don't know." That's funny. All right, man. Well, we need to get rolling here. It's past her bedtime. And plus, I got several things I got to get done, and I got to leave for New York tomorrow. So,
Ooh.
yeah, exactly. Boo is right. But this has been a good time, man, for sure. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the conversation. Sorry that it was off to a rough start with audio and whatnot, but
Shit happens.
it wouldn't be a good OCD show without some technical difficulties. So there you go.
Yeah, if it ran smoothly, it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be fun at all if it was just all perfect. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you got anything left you need to say?
I will send gifts out to the winners this week sometime.
There you go.
And yeah, I'll probably shoot you an email with tracking too.
Right on. Yeah, and if anybody's interested in picking something up, there's still There's still several knives available in the sale we posted yesterday.
Yeah,
there's some good ones in there.
Still some lube on the website too.
Yeah, I don't think there's many of those left.
Not
but
many,
there's a few.
but there are some.
Yeah. So anyway,
I don't know who he was. I can't remember. But to the chode that was in the chat that said, "Who the hell am I?" Other than a guy who called out a YouTuber. If you go to Rumble, same name, Super Seal Steve, you can see the 60 or 70 odd YouTube videos I made prior to that. So
there you go. Yeah, watch them.
Yeah, there you go. Go watch it, and then you can see why these people know who I am and you don't. I'm just way cooler than you.
You see your boy there?
What did he say? Still, Steve said, if he got the dick out of his mouth, we can hear. Look, Lee, that's going to cost you later. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's going to cost you later.
Sounds good, man. Well, you ladies have fun with that. Make sure you take all his money. Lee, I'll be contacting you about Blade Show because we're going to figure something out. I don't know what yet, but I'll call you later. Anyway, hopefully everybody has a wonderful evening and have a good week this week. You got anything you want to say, Steve?
Nothing, man. Thanks for having me on. It was awesome.
Right on.
I love having conversations. I love having healthy debates and getting stuff out there for people to hear it.
Absolutely. It was awesome. Yep. I appreciate it.
You can only learn from it.
Thanks for coming on. And guys, go check out Steve on Rumble. Check him out on Instagram under Chef Kalari. Yeah. And if you want to see his boyfriend, go check out Bama Knife Guy.
Make fun of his truck.
There you go.
Yeah. He's a power bottom, so let him know you're proud of him.
He is. He really is.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot, Steve, for coming. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. We will catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Rock and roll.